Hey, dudes and the dads, thank you for joining me in this video. We are going to reveal the PSA submission I had about a month and a half ago, mid-June, and I made a video of it, of what my thoughts would be on each card that I submitted. And today we're going to reveal, see how close I am, if I'm accurate, if I'm way off, most likely the latter, but we'll check it out right after this. Nice. Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Alright guys, thank you for joining me again. This video is about revealing the PSA submission I had back in mid-June. Like I said, I created a video of it, of what I think the outcome of each card or what the grades would be. Today we're going to reveal, see if I'm accurate, see if I match what PSA standard is. So without further ado, let's get started. So if you guys are like me, if you like to submit a lot of PSA, basically any cards I get my hands on, I submit. I don't know. I just think they look so much better on a slab. So, but I do get carried away sometimes. Actually, I do get carried away all the time. So let's pull this out. Is this the front? Yep, I think that's the front. Yeah, that's the front. So we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna reveal each one of them. Let me get rid of this box and this. All right, let's get started, guys. So this one is the SGA Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Prism base. Let's see. One of the videos I made, for some reason, this prism set, basketball or football, it has that a little stickiness on its surface. So I had to clean that up. It took me about maybe 10 minutes trying to clean it all off. But the centering in this one, you can see the third line on the right, third line on the left. It's pretty even. And as I mentioned before, I think the bottom line of the white bar where Los Angeles Clippers is written on and the top of the prism, it's pretty equal on the centering. So surface is great after I cleaned it up. Corners are good, edges are good. So I think I'm going to give this a 10. So with this one, they gave us a 10. Next one. This is the Brandon Miller. I think this is the orange flash. All right, let's see what I thought about it. All right, so this is the Brandon Miller orange out of Select. And I'm giving this a 10. Centering is pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell, but you know, those squares that they have on those four, whatever you call those things, it's pretty centered, top to bottom. It looks good left to right. Corners are good. Edges are good. The back is good. So the surface, it does have a little print line, a pretty long one. It might even be all the way across. But then again, every time there's a parallel on these type of cards, it will have those. So hopefully they're going to let that go and give it a 10. But at the end of the day, I'm giving it a 10. So this one, PSA gave me a 10 as well. Next. So this is the Keontae George Prism, Silver Prism. And let's see what my thoughts were. Now this is the Keontae George Prism, Silver Prism. Left to right is pretty centered on that, is equal. Top to bottom, slightly heavier on the top, 48-52 I think. Surface is good. It does have a couple of dimples, but it's off the player. So I think that's going to be a non-factor in my opinion. Corners are good, edges are great, the back is pretty centered. So this is the Keontae George Silver Prism, and I'm giving that a 10. And let's reveal this one, and it's a 10. I'm really happy with this one. This is one of the things I was hoping to get a 10 on. All right, so that's 3 10s so far. Next one, this is the Bilal Coulibaly. This is the Red Eyes Prism. Let's see what I had to say about it before submission. I'm giving this a 9 because of the back, and I'll go over that. So centering is pretty good. Top to bottom is even. Left to right, slightly heavier on the left, maybe a 48-52. Surface was good in the front. Corners are good, edges are good. But the back, you guys can't see it here because of I forgot this card saver that it's in. But it has a lot of hairline lines, going left to right and top to bottom. Oh, there you go. You guys can see some of that. I think there's enough of that. There you go. There's enough of that on the back for it to drop from a 10 to 9. So I'm going to give this a 9. Again, this is a Bilal Coulibaly Red Ice Prism Rookie. And that's the grade that I got from PSA. It's better than I thought. Like I said, the issue that I had with these too many lines, I mean, you could see it right there. The ups and downs, I mean, there's a lot of them. And they also go east to west. I thought it was going to be a 9, but thankfully PSA gave me a 10, so I'll take it. All right, next one, the Jalen Brunson. Let's hear what I had to say. This is a resubmission. I submitted this. It came back as a 9. I cracked it open, and I think the reason why it was a 9 because the surface, just like the prism, was like not as smooth. But other than that, the borders are even top to bottom, left to right, so the centering is good. Corners are actually good. But after I cleaned it up, it took me about 10 minutes again to clean it up. It looked so much better. And then the back is pretty centered. So this is a resubmission again. It came back a 9 the first time, so I'm going to submit it, and I'm putting a 10 on it. And they gave me a 10. Like I said, this was a resubmission. The first time I submitted, it came back a 9, and all I did was clean the surface on the front because I noticed there's a bunch of like sticky substance on it. It took me a while, a few minutes to really clean it off, and resubmitted it. It came back a 10, so I'm happy with that. And this one, another SGA. This is the Donruss rated rookie. So let's hear what I said prior to submission. Centering is good on this one. Very, very, very slight. Actually, never mind. I take that back. It's not slight at all. I think it's even left to right, top to bottom. Surface is good. Corners are good. Edges are great. The back is also center. So this is the Donruss SGA rated rookie. I'm giving that a 10. And they gave me a 10. That's awesome. Next. So this one is a Jordan Lawler refractor. So I didn't have this on the recording I made before submission because I actually had another card. I couldn't find one. It was a Brandon Miller Prism base. And then after I made the video, I saw this one. I submitted this instead. And this one it was going to be either a 9 or 10 for me, only because the chrome had a few of like scratches on the surface, but it wasn't hitting the player. Any of the scratches was hitting the player, so that was a good thing. This had a great chance of getting a 10, and it did. Next one, this is Arjun Nimala. This is the purple Ray Wave out of 250. So let's see what I said about this. My grade on this one is going to be a 10. Centering is a pretty good left to, actually it's heavier on the right a little bit. You know what? This is one of those where there's a chance it's going to be a 9 because of the centering, heavier on the bottom and heavier on the right. But there's more good than bad on this card, so I'm going to give it a 10. But surface is good, corners are good, edges are good, the back is good, it's clean. No print line, actually, none. But this is the Purple Wave Arjun Nimala, number 76 out of 250. And they gave me a 10. So this was the same card, 76. You guys can see that. Where is it? Let me see. There you go. 76. 76 out of 250. So this is Arjun Nimala, Prospects Purple Ray Wave Refractor. So they gave me a 10 on this one. All right, next one. Devin Vassell. Okay, so this is the rated rookie choice parallel. Let's see what I said about this. Centering on this one is great. Okay, top to bottom, left to right, corners are good, edges are great. The back is centered. You guys can see that. Okay, so I think this is going to be a 10. That's the Devin Vassell Mojo Refractor rated rookie out of Optic. All right, let's reveal. They gave me a 10. That's a nice looking card. I like it. All right, next one. So this is the Dylan Cruz Bowman First Paper. Let's hear what I said about this. So the corners are good. Edges are good. Surface is good. Centering is great. The back is also good. There was a little dirt right here, but I was able to clean it off. I just wiped it with the microfiber I had. But with that, I think it's a 10. Okay. And they gave us a 10. All right, so this one is the Yoshinobu Yamamoto. This is the Mega Mojo. Let's hear what I said about this. But this one, corners are good, centering is really, really good. I'm giving it a 10, but there is a chance that it might be a 9. The back is really good. The reason I say that is because there's actually a print line. I don't know if you guys could kind of see it a little bit right there. See that little glare on his left elbow? It's actually about a 2-inch print line. It's not something you could feel. It's definitely a print line. Last time I submitted one for an Opeachy David Pasternak rookie with the same issue, came back a 10. So that's why I think this is going to be a 10. The only difference is this one is the print line is touching his elbow. The Pasternak wasn't touching anything. It was just on the side. I just think everything else is good enough to give it a 10. And they gave us a 9. I was hoping I'll get a 10 on this one, but I think I pointed out. Oh, there it is. I don't know if you guys could kind of see that line right there. See it right there in the line? That's actually a print line that went across Yamamoto's left elbow. So with that, I think that's really what gave it a 9. All right, this one is Lombard Jr. This is the Bowman First Chrome base. See what I had to say about this. I'm giving this a 9. The reason being is the centering. Corners are good. Edges are good. Surface is really good. The back, it's great. The reason I'm giving this a 9 is because it's slightly centered, off-centered, top to bottom, left and right. So top to bottom, I'd say it's about 52, 48. And the same thing on the left to right, 48, 52. And one thing I've noticed with PSA, if both north and south, east and west are off-centered, even slightly, both, it's a point ding. But if only one of them is, they have a little a leeway on that. But everything else is good on this one. But I think it's going to be a 9 because of the fact that it's heavier on the left and it's heavier on top on centering. But if it comes back at 10, then everything else is good enough to give it one more point. All right, but I think it's going to be a 9. And they gave us a 10 on it. I really thought it was going to be a 9. So we'll take that. Next one, Zay Flowers. This is the Prism Holo out of Optic football. Let's hear you, dude. I'm giving this a 10. Again, corners are good. Centering is good. Edges are good. Surface was good. But centering a little bit, slightly. Top to bottom, I'd say about maybe 52, 48. But I think everything else is enough to give it a 10. Again, the corners in the back, there's really no white spot on it. So with a blue border, it's a lot easier to tell. But I think this is going to be a 10. And they gave us a 10 on it. This is the AR Anthony Richardson Holo that I pulled. This is the second Anthony Richardson Holo that I pulled out of a pack. Let's hear what I had to say. I'm giving this one a 10. Corners are good. Centering is better on this one than that one. The back is good. Surface is good. Okay. All right. So this is the Anthony Richardson Holo rated rookie out of Optic. So I'm giving that a 10. And they give us a 10. That's a nice looking card. Everything just looks good. I like the holo, so it looks good. Next one. All right, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So this is the Blue Scope. Let's see what I said. I'm giving it a 10, but there's a possibility that it might get a 9, and I'll tell you why. Corners are good in this one. Edges are good. Centering is actually good. Optic are not really known for best centering. And the border on the back, the fact that it's white, you know, that kind of helps. If there's a little white dot on the corner, it helps out a little bit being it's a white back. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a print line. You could actually right there. I don't know if my camera focuses, you'll see it better. Let me see. Okay, right there. See that? That's a print line. But then again, that's pretty common for anything that's holo parallel. So last time I submitted that had that, actually gave me a 10. So that's why I'm grading it a 10. But there's a slight chance that it might be a 9. And they gave us a 10. This one I was worried. I really thought it was going to be more of a 9 than it was a 10 because of that print line right there all the way across. I mean, if it was just partial, I'll be confident with a 10. But the fact that it actually went from edge to edge, I didn't really think, I thought it was going to be more of a 9 than a 10. But that's a good mistake that I made. We'll take a 10. Bryce Young. And this is the regular Donruss paper. Let's see what I said about this. I gave this a 10 because centering is pretty good. Surface was good. edges and corners are good, and the back was good. And they gave us a 9. They gave us a 9. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not even gonna crack it. Next one up, we got Rashi Rise. So this is the Prism Silver. Let's hear what I said about this. I gave this a 10. This is a Prism Silver because centering is good. Top, bottom, left, right, corners are good. Surface was good. Edges are good. Back is good. And they gave us a 10. Very happy. Man, the silver and holo just looks nice. So far, we're doing pretty good. I mean, we have a bunch of 10s. Jameer Gibbs. This is the holo optic. Dude, let's hear ya. I'm giving this a 10. Corners are good. Centering is pretty good. As you can see, slightly heavy on the right side. I'd say about maybe a 55, 45, maybe. That's enough leeway for this to get through and get a 10. Back is good. The hard thing about optic and Donruss is the blue border on the back. You could easily tell if there's a white corner. But my grade on this one is a 10. And we got a 9. The card looks nice. I might have to crack this open and see why it got a 9. Alright, well, we'll check that out later. Okay, this one is the Bryce Young. This is the optic base. And what I said about this is I'm giving it a 9 for the simple reason that it does have a couple of dimple. Actually, let me pull this, you guys will see. Not dimple, but I think it's ink. I don't know if you guys see that little black dot. And there's one more right there. And then there's one more right there. And for that reason, I think I'm going to give it a 9. Why am I submitting if it's a 9? I just think that because the corners are good, the edges are good, centering is it's pretty good compared to the optics that we got this year. And the back was good. And again, the reason why I'm submitting this, there's actually a possibility that they might overlook those 3, maybe 4 dots because of everything else involved. But I'm giving it a 9. Hopefully we get a 10 on that one. And they gave us a 10. So I'm happy with that one. All right, last but not least, this Devin Vassell Silver Prism. And I say this is a 9 because it does have a couple of lines, print lines up here, a small one, and then another one here. So that's 3. But other than that, the corners are good. Centering is good. Edges are good. One thing I've noticed though is the corner in the bottom left. I don't know if you guys can see that, and the top left. So it's more visible because it's sitting on a grayish color. So those white corners are easier to tell. And that's the reason why I'm giving it a 9. And also the 3 small print lines on the top. And PSA said the same thing I said. I mean, you know, there was a couple of scratches. I mean, right now you can see right there. I think there were 3 scratches that I saw here. Like, not scratches, print line. But I think it's more of the surface. I try to find a well-centered Devin Vassell Prism Silver. It's so hard to find it, man. But anyways, so that's the submission. I think I did pretty well. But not good enough to probably work for them. But at the same time, hey, you know what? If I could get 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 gem mint, I'll take it. So I think I'm just getting better. I know there's always going to be times that I'm not going to get them. But I don't know if PSA is inconsistent or is it just me. If I look at the cards too many times, too long, I'm starting to think they're all Gem 10. I think we all feel that way. Once our mind is locked into the Gem 10, I think every card we see is like Gem 10. And that's not a good thing. So that's going to be a lot of money wasted. But anyways, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to make another video of PSA submissions, or actually reveal. I'm waiting for about 27 cards in one package. So hopefully we get that soon and I'll make a video of it and I'll show it to you guys. I'll share with you. But for now, peace out.